Hello YouTubers, and I'm going to discuss today a feature that was introduced in version 1.7a of the Manic engine, and it's the BossKey feature. Now what's the BossKey, you might ask? Back in the 80s when PCs weren't that common in the home, we would play games on our work computers, and more often than not our bosses would walk by and catch us and, well, you know the story. So some game developers added what was called a boss key, which was usually activated with Control B or Escape or other key combination that was hidden within the game. And that would reveal a word processing Lotus 123 style image, or even word perfect, or a text document or a fake DOS prompt, whatever that might be. Anything just to throw the boss off the scent and allow you to return to the game. Well, that feature has pretty much long gone these days, in favour of alt-tabbing or minimising windows. But Manic Miner, as you're playing it, it's obviously quite a noisy game if you've got sound and music on there, and the giveaway will be when you minimise the screen. So I thought, well, why not go back to old school BossKey? So let's just see it in action. I'm just going to run the project. Okay, so we have Manic Miner up and running. I'm just going to cheat and let's see. We're on the solar power generator. You're on your last life, and the boss walks in. You're running out of air. Press escape, and you'll suddenly see on screen it looks like a Microsoft Word document that has been opened. And here is my absolutely rubbish attempt at humour. I wanted to complain about Maria's housekeeping services. I felt that it was a little bit unfair that having to clean my own mansion, having thrown a bit of a party the night before, and certainly been refused access to my bed. So I put in here, hopefully to make it look as fake as anything. Maria housekeeping services is obviously a bit of a giveaway. Cavern House. Well, there is a cavern in Liverpool, obviously, but it's I don't believe it's called Cavern House, but I'm sure the internet will correct me. Willington Hall. I did a play on Willy, but it turns out that there is a Willington Hall in Coventry or somewhere thereabouts. But I've made it very clear that it's in Liverpool, L25, and I'm right to complain in respect for housekeeping services. Now, I thought that was humorous, but obviously there's a few users that have commented thinking that something nefarious is going on underneath the covers, and there absolutely isn't. I mean, you can see here from the code, all I'm doing is setting the window title to look like Microsoft Word, and I've changed the image to look like a Microsoft document. Pressing escape returns me back to the game. I haven't lost any air. The sound has been switched off, etc. So let's have a look. Under the covers, we've got in the media folder, which you'll all have access to. Mac users may have to right-click the package and show contents, but within the media folder, you'll find another folder called Images, and in there's one called BossKey, and I'll just open that up. And it is just a PNG, it's just a screen cap of a Word document, including my poor spelling, poor grammar, and everything else that goes with it. So we're not opening Word, we're not opening any other documentation. It is literally a static image, but it seemed that it was good enough to fool some users, which probably means it's gonna fool your boss as well, with any luck, which is what it was designed for. So escape. There isn't any documents being opened, it is just a static image, and you can replace that image with something of your choosing. So you could replace it with a desktop, your family photo, or even a meme. That is entirely your choice. But if we look at the postcode, I thought I chose a random one, but it turns out it points to a Tesco Superstore. But I'd like to think that nobody would actually write to that address, would they? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and leaving the internet as it is, I'm sure you'll come up with a much more humorous and more obviously fake address. So apologies to anybody that is caused concern, but it is literally an old school feature that swaps out a sprite image over the game, switches the sound and music effects off to make it look like you're working, allow you to return back when your boss is out of the office or out of sight. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.